Mamas, it's Leanne and welcome to week, I'm just going to do it as 28 and 29 because there ain't no way I'm going to do it. So yeah, let me just move this around because it's doing my sweet. Trying to, So anyway, yeah. So yeah, week 28 and 29 together because it's just been one of them weeks. Well, one of them fortnights really. Everything's been going good. Baby's been going good. Work has been going good, so that's all pretty good. They've now confirmed that I get to have my 2 weeks holiday off before I go on maternity leave, which is really good, which means I officially kind of start it on the 1st of February, which I know is really early compared to I'm due the 1st of April, but you've got to leave 4 weeks before you have the baby anyway. And then I decided to take it 2 weeks early because I hate my job. And then I had 2 weeks holiday on top of that, so I thought, sod it, add it on. So I leave 8 weeks before the baby's due. Absolutely crazy, but I've got holiday, might as well take it. So, all in all, my birthday was a really good hit. I had such a good birthday this week. Obviously, the downside to that was the fact that I couldn't drink any alcohol whatsoever, so that kind of sucked a little bit. I've never been obviously pregnant for a birthday, Christmas, New Year's. I'm also going to be pregnant through mine and Jay's anniversary. Well, basically, I've been pregnant for my sister's birthday, Halloween, firework night. I've been pregnant through Christmas and New Year's, my birthday, gonna be pregnant for mine and Jay's anniversary, gonna be pregnant for Valentine's Day, and also gonna be pregnant for Jay's birthday. So I'm pretty much pregnant for a lot of stuff. The only good thing is the baby comes a month before my dad's 50th birthday, and we're all gonna have a big bash, so hopefully I can have a couple little drinks. Obviously then I'm not gonna get absolute smashed or anything, but I'm starting to miss that little glass or something now and again. Malibu is my all-time favourite drink. I absolutely love it, and I kind of miss having a bit of Malibu and Coke when I get home from work, or just of an evening, when you kind of sat there and you'd be like Jay would have a can and I'll be sat there and I'm like, oh, you have a Malibu and Coke. So I kind of miss that at the moment, but that's just all little silly things. Baby is going pretty well. Kicking my ribs pretty good right about now. Everybody keeps saying obviously my bump is still really small, and I don't think personally it is, but if you ever want to check out my bump, guys, I keep saying this every week, but have a look on Instagram, and I think it's the British Mama, my Instagram name. You'll be able to find it anyway, and I posted a 28-week bump shot, and oh my lord, I look so small. I do look small compared to what I thought I looked like with Edward, and then I found a picture of me 29 weeks pregnant with Edward, and I've posted the two of them together, the 29 weeks picture that I took yesterday, and the one of Edward. My bump looks freaking huge with Edward, but I must admit, this point now officially with Edward, I had swollen feet. My preeclampsia had definitely started around about now. And generally I started to swell a lot. My feet were huge by this point, and at the moment, touch wood, I haven't had any of this yet. The only problem I've had is the doctors and nurses and people trying to take my blood. They just can't seem to do it. But I also had my midwife appointment this week, which was surprisingly good. My blood pressure was perfect. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it was perfect. In fact, my sister said my blood pressure was better than hers. That doesn't happen. My blood pressure normally is one way or the other. It's really stupid, but my blood pressure was perfect. My pee was perfect. There was nothing in that whatsoever. She measured the baby measured dead on. Tried to take my blood four different times in 3 different veins. No, it wasn't coming out, and I mean last time she got it straight away and it wasn't coming out, so I had to go and see a nurse yesterday, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. It's really weird. Yeah, so I had me blood taken. That was fun. What else was there? Oh, SPD. That pain, like lightning crotch or whatever you American people call it. If you've got it, we call it SPD because obviously, yeah. Holy shit. This week, and I mean, whew, this week, I woke up this morning and it was hurting, and I was like, I've been asleep for about 9 hours, less than that really, I think I was only about 7, but oh my god, the pain was unreal. I got out of bed, I was like, oh no, oh no, it was so painful. Yeah, not good. I also have like really bad achy hips, like the baby is just plonked in there, and obviously it's pressed on my hips, and then on my bone, my funny bone, and then my back, like from my arse bone up. It's just generally that area at the moment is really achy. I've got no more stretch marks yet so far, but then I've got no bump really. I've got something going on, but not a lot going on. So, but yeah, the pain in my crotch is getting there. So I don't know how long that's gonna last me for. What else did I have? Obviously I've got to go back to the midwife at some point. She put me in for 32 weeks, and normally if you're your second, third or fourth baby, like especially in the UK, you don't see her very often. You see her for your booking appointment between 8 and 12 weeks. Then you see her about 16 weeks, and then you see her at 28 weeks. This is obviously what I just did. And then you see her at 36 weeks, and then you see her every 2 weeks after that. I don't know why, but she wants to see me at 32 weeks, and then I've got my consultant appointment at 34 weeks, and I go back to see her again at 36 weeks. So that's all booked in to go and see her again, which would be funny. She also was really nice to me as well, because she did say if I had, what would I do if I decided on what I'm going to do for obviously having the baby yet. And I said, to be honest, no, I haven't decided. I'm in an RN between obviously having a C-section again and having a natural. But if I could definitely, if they turn around and said to me there's a 100% chance you're going to have a natural, I'm not going to say I'm not going to have one, I'm going to go straight to having a cesarean. But obviously there's not a 100% chance I can have a natural. So I'm like, I know there's not a 100% chance of anybody having a natural, but there's still a massive possibility that I'm going to go in labour, it's going to be 5 days long, and I'm still going to end up in having a cesarean again. But I did have the anaesthetist ring me. Well, we were surprised actually, because he rang me and I missed the call because I was driving. So I rang him back, which was an absolute kerfuffle, because it took me 3 hours to get back to him, like to ring him. You have to ring through the labour ward to get to him, and it took me 3 hours to get through to the labour ward. I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Because you've got to ring them when you go into labour, when you're about to go to, like, to ring them to say you're going into hospital, because the labour's pain is between whatever the hell it's got to be between, so you can go in. I don't even know, I can't remember. 3 hours it took me to get through. What else? He did and he was really nice, because he was the one that come to see me after I had Edward, and he was the one that did say, obviously, like, next time you've got to have the spinal and you can't have the epidural. But then he actually told me last week, that he thinks what it was that they couldn't get the epidural into my back properly, which, is the reason why it didn't spread, and normally it doesn't spread like that. If you've had back injuries, it won't spread properly. But I was like, well, I haven't had a back injury, so, I don't see why it hasn't spread. And then he went on to say that obviously if I have a natural, I can still have an epidural. If it goes down wrong, if everything goes wrong and I have to have a cesarean, they will try and put the spinal in my back and not bother topping up the epidural, because obviously if it doesn't work, it's not going to work. But then he did also say that if I decide to have a natural, everything's a cesarean, everything's a lot more calm, and they can take more time putting it in. Obviously that goes deeper, having the spinal goes deeper into your back, so that it numbs everything. I think it actually goes into your spinal fluid or some shit like that, and numbs the shit out of you. So I'm like, that's quite scary, because that actually makes you paralysed. And like my mother-in-law was like, that can make you paralysed, and I was like, well, it kind of temporarily does make you paralysed. She's like, no, but like permanently. I was like, yeah, it rarely happens. But then again, I'm that 1 in like 4, I'm that 4 in 100 person that always ends up having that thing wrong with her. So I'm like, oh. But then he did say that the other thing was, if they couldn't get it into my back and I've got to have a cesarean, is that I'd be knocked out again, which I don't really want if I've got to have a cesarean again, because they put the tube down your throat and you cough and it hurts, and there's no relaxedness to that at all. I mean, you're put out. Jay can't be in the room when the baby's born. The baby is born and I don't get to hold my newborn baby again, like, straight away. It means that Jay will hold the baby, but then the chances are, like, Jay's mum and my mum will hold that baby before I hold that baby, and I'm like, hell no, that's my baby and I want to hold that baby. But yeah, no, it's probably not going to happen. So we're kind of umming and ahhing about between which ones we want to go to. But what I was trying to get back to was that my midwife said that depending on what my consultants say, because she did say, like, in my ideal world, what would I have? And I said, to be honest, if I had my son perfectly natural and absolutely amazing and it was fine and all that crap, I'd have a home birth, because I'm in my home, I'm in my own comfort. I can have a bath whenever I want it. I can have a cup of tea whenever I want it. I can bounce on a bathing ball in front of TV if I want to. I can sit in my own bed. I can lie down in my own bed. I can waddle around my own flat. I can sit on my own toilet. I can play with my own son and not, and be in my own environment. And she said that I have I have a really good, view on that. So I said that right, yeah, I have like a really good view on that. So that she said that if everything goes well with my consultant, and she said that she would want me to, I could go for a natural, that she's going to discuss having a home birth with me. I was like, because they said I couldn't have one, and then that bitch said I could, so I'm like, yay! But I'm probably not going to, because I think if I have this one, I'd probably have it in the hospital just for the time being, and then if I had another one and this one went fine, then I would consider having a home birth. So that would be quite cool. I was like, yes. But I am kind of hoping this one goes well, because obviously if this doesn't and I have a cesarean, I've got a cesarean next time. Anyway, going back to my blood test, guess what? Oh my god. I went in to have my blood test yesterday by the blood nurse, which she is brutal normally. I come back bruised, and she's always takes my blood, because the doctors and the midwives and all them other freaking people can't bloody take my blood properly. They have to go in every little vein in the back of my hand and freaking cause me loads of pain, and they are shit. I'm just not good for bleeding, apparently. They reckon my veins aren't 100% good, so, well, they're not easy to access or some crap. So my midwife went in this vein, and this vein, and this vein, and I couldn't get anything. So I goes in to have my blood taken, and you never guess who was there, right? I went to school with her anyway, so it's not that big a deal to me, because she was at my school. But I went in and I didn't even realise who she was until I got there. And she was poking my veins and shit, and I was like, the fuck's going on? And I was like, oh, please do not say this trainee doctor is going to be fucking taking my blood right now, because I cannot be dealing with her taking my blood, because they can never get it in. That Peter Andre person, that bloke, I don't even really I don't like any of his shit, or I'm not interested in any of that crap. This is how long it took me to click on who she was, is when she started talking about her daughter, and that's when I clicked who she was. It's his missus, so his fiance, that Emily, what the frick is her surname? I've forgotten. Emily McDonough. I went to school with her and her brother. I was in her brother's year, and we were in some classes together. But yeah, I went to school with her, and she was the year above me, but I can remember from school. So, and I'm pretty sure I used to talk to her in school. But yeah, I was like, oh, please, Lord, do not tell me she is taking my freaking blood. So it was quite funny. I didn't even, you know, completely oblivious me. I am like complete baby brain. And I like ran my sister and I was like, I swear to God, Peter Andre's missus just was in that room when they were taking my blood. And my sister was like, really? I was like, yeah, they had a sign saying that they've got a 5th-year doctor in that's like, you know, helping out to do some practice thingy. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be some like proper twat, and it was her. I'm like, hey, my phone keeps going off, and I don't know why. I'm not looking at it because people are gonna be expecting me to do stuff. Anyway, so wait for them to come back to see what they are. Now it's bump time because it's 15 minutes of a video. So let's go because I can't do one with this. Ooh, look how big it's getting. Bump, bumpity bump. Pull these down a bit. Right, so there is Bump. And there is Bump. You can start to see it rounding in a bit now. On my bed. I made this a minute ago. And there is Bump. So this is Fat, this is Hip, and this is Bump. This is Flab from Edward. But yeah, it goes quite high up. I can't remember, her feet are up here somewhere. I keep calling it her. I'm hoping. But yeah, Bump. Not too bad. But anyway, nice to talk to you all. And I'll see you all later. Thank you guys. Bye.